Once again, we are here with this marvelous, bubbly, lovely, charming,
Enchanting.
enchanting, never seen before,
Shocking.
shocking Jar. Thank you very
Hello.
much for being here with
No
us
problem. I'm
again.
excited.
You know I love you, right?
I'm excited.
You're
Definitely.
excited.
We love to talk about Eurovision, and we're talking about semi-final two. And for this particular semi-final, I am pretty sure that we're going to probably have a lot of disagreements when it comes to what songs we personally like. But when it comes to
Mhm.
predicting the qualifiers, we'll probably be somewhere on the same page. Maybe.
It's always the same every year, right? It's
Yeah.
always the same. It's always the same. So let's start.
Mhm.
Uh, Overall, do you think this is a strong semifinal? Do you think it's stronger than semifinal one?
I kind of agree with what a lot, like the sentiment that a lot of people have said is semi-final one has the standout songs, the stronger songs, but semi-final one also has quite a lot of really, really, really bad songs. So they kind of have the up and the bottom. I find that semi-final two is the more balanced semi-final, but
I agree.
that leaves me with a lot of countries in the BL category, as in their borderline qualifiers or borderline not qualifiers. It really all comes down to what the artists and the production teams do on the stage.
Mhm. I
Hmm.
100% agree with you. I can see some of
Yeah.
these songs that were early favorites flop on semifinal
Hmm.
two because there are quite a lot of songs that are borderline qualifiers and they can just
Yeah.
steal the spot of an early
Hmm.
favorite. Okay,
100%.
well,
Yeah.
let us know your thoughts too, guys. Okay, I know some of you do not speak English, but you can also share your opinion. Quem não conseguir falar inglês, por favor, fale em português que eu traduzo aqui. Okay? So let's go. Stephen is saying hello. Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Hello, Stephen.
Okay. So let's go with the first song, right? Which
Right.
is Finland. What do you think about it?
Now, I know that you personally like the song Jezebel, and we both knew of the artists before. We liked quite a lot of their music beforehand. I find Jezebel as a song to be very borderline. It's a borderline song, which means if it's
Exactly.
performed extremely well, it could qualify. If it's not performed extremely well, it won't qualify. And if it's performed similarly to how it was performed in this Finnish national selection, I would rather see something else go to the final than this. And it sounds crazy because he would like they are quite a big name, but it doesn't matter how big of a name you are or how well known you might be, if the vocal doesn't like live up to what I'm expecting, I might want to see your spot given to somebody else. It's a bit more exciting.
Well, I have to agree. I have to agree with
Yeah.
you. I think that even though I love the song, I think it's a great song, but I'm not sure because the first verse was very off key during the
Yeah.
during the UMCA
Yeah.
final, and I actually wanted Oliveira to win because I think Oliveira delivered a better performance.
Yeah. I loved her.
Mhm,
She was
mhm,
amazing. She was my winner in Finland. I'm still slightly
mhm.
better that she didn't win. But anyway,
So we
so
have
Finland, borderline.
I have to agree. We do have some
Yeah.
comments here. We have Judith. Hello, Judith. She's from the Netherlands. And hello. It's one of
I want
Jar's
you to
favorite,
win.
right?
Yeah,
That
I
would be a
want the
great
Netherlands to
winner.
win.
That would be an amazing winner for Eurovision, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I do love it too. I think it's a great song. And welcome to the channel. Welcome. Pedro is saying hello. Hi, Pedro.
Hello.
Hello, hello from Diana. It's
Mm.
Portuguese, so Diana. Um, I really love the studio version, but live, I don't know. Yeah, it's. I think that after the first verse, things went well because there were some backing singers,
Yeah.
and like the background music started to like bleed with his vocals, so we
Mm.
did not really hear.
That's cringy as well. Like at the beginning when it's like Jesus on the cross, a boy that looks like a girl. It's really kind of cheesy lyrics, or just kind of cringy lyrics. I'm not sure. And then in the second half, I don't think it's as apparent. Like it doesn't make me cringe. Like I shouldn't listen to a song and be like cringing when I'm listening to it.
Hmm, hmm. Marcus is saying hi, hi.
Hi,
For me, Finland
Marcus.
is okay. Finland is okay.
Yeah,
I agree. The Hasmus might qualify just because they are famous. I think they are going to grab some votes because of their name. That's for sure.
Pedro is very
Uh,
intelligent.
mm.
Hmm.
Just because they're famous, the live performance was not good, whereas Oliveira was perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
Oliveira was flawless,
Hmm.
flawless.
Yeah.
So let's move to a song that it's a bit controversial.
It's always controversial. It's Israel. Let's get this over and done with.
I like it. Like I did not like. I like it. I did not like the revamp. I think it sounds very weird now. But I do like the song. I think it's a maybe it's not going to qualify, but I like it. I think it's okay, and he's a good performer. Let's give him that.
Okay. I mean, he's probably heard a lot of people say everything that needs to be said about that song. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I don't think that Israel are going to qualify this year. Um, I still want Eden to perform at Eurovision with Fecker Libby. I want to go back in time and just like put her on this Eurovision with Fecker instead of this because Eden was robbed and she deserved to sing Fecker at Eurovision and she had to sing that other horrible song. So I'm still bitter about that. But even Eden's song from last year is better than this one. This one's terrible. Don't like it. Performer's got talent. He's a good enough dancer. Hate the song.
Well, that was short for sure, but that was not very sweet. But anyway,
Did I say
I,
sweet? I said he can dance. If you're here, you're a great dancer. Good looking. You just have a terrible song. And it got worse with the revamp. There you go.
excuse me. What'd you say?
I said it got worse with the revamp. It got devamped.
Yeah, indeed. It really got revamped. I think it's a
Yeah.
great song.
Mm.
At the first version, I think it was good. It needed a bit more of ethnic elements.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so hated. I don't think it's going to qualify.
No,
Everybody
I
hates
don't think it has
it.
a chance. It doesn't have a chance.
Jesus, because yeah, we know that. Like sometimes it's just us, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that when it comes to enjoying this song, I think it's just me.
Well, there's probably like a few more people in the world, but I really do like out of everyone I've spoke to about this song, everyone else hates it apart from you. It is just you.
My God, poor guy. But anyway, I think it's going to be entertaining at least because he's a good
Yeah,
performer.
it'll be entertaining, but I just don't think it deserves to qualify. It's not good. Next,
And let's move to Serbia. What do you think?
right. Serbia is borderline simply because it's an extremely weird song. It's an extremely weird act, and people might not get it. But I get it,
Hmm.
and I really like it. So for me, I would put Serbia definitely in the final. I think that the final would have something missing from it if Serbia wasn't there.
Hmm.
But like I'm weird, so of course I like Serbia because I'm a weirdo. And there's lots of weirdos who are like elbow deep in the Eurovision fandom like we are, and we all love Serbia. But it's like, is the normal voter going to respond to Serbia, or are they just going to see this as a joke entry from the moment she starts to the moment she finishes? And a lot of people will leave the room to use the toilet, top up their drink, or just chat over it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that when it comes to Serbia, I think it's going to qualify because it's a hit. I think
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure it's going to qualify because even though people are really watching the song is
yeah,
all over the YouTube trendings in many different countries. People are not listening to the song on Spotify,
yeah.
and this is
But
weird.
that doesn't matter for Eurovision. It doesn't matter how streamed a song is or how popular a song is before Eurovision. Eurovision is a performance-based challenge. It's about how it is performed on the stage that matters. If people are watching Serbia's performance, that it bodes well for Eurovision. If people are listening to a song in the studio but they're never watching the artist perform it live, that's when I start to worry about Eurovision personally.
Mhm,
Like I
mhm.
think Chanel and Serbia, they're getting big numbers on their live performances. They're not going to have any issues this year. A lot of people know that they're giving very entertaining performances and they know like they're going to get served an entertaining performance at Eurovision.
Well, let me tell you something. I do agree with you when it comes to it's a performance challenge, and I do
Yeah,
believe that there's a certain amount of voters that are going to vote for the performance, and they're just going to watch the show
yeah,
at that night. However, I do believe there's a certain portion of the voters that listen to the songs beforehand.
yeah. Of
Okay,
course there is. There's no doubt in that. We're in that portion.
you see what I mean? So I do
Yeah,
think that there's a group of people that vote. They listen to the songs. They choose they choose their favorites, and they are going to vote for it, even though the performance is not like the best ever. You know what I
that's
mean?
strange to me because I have the songs that I love, and then if they're not performed well at the Eurovision, you've seen them just go right down to the bottom of my ranking after the show because the artist wasn't able to pull it off live, or they staged it ridiculously, and that type of thing really pisses me off because it's wasted potential. For me, the Eurovision, it's like the Eurovision week. It's all about the semi-final performance and the final performance, and that is like after Eurovision, when I want to hear a Eurovision song, I go back and I load up the music video, like the actual video of them performing it at Eurovision. I don't go back and listen to the songs just like in their studio versions because for me, Eurovision is like it's a live, it's like a festival type thing. It's less about the song and more about the performance on stage.
I
And
agree with
I'm
you.
just really hoping that the audience respond positively to Serbia's performance because it's the best performance in the semi-final. You've got Finland's, which is probably going to be lackluster, and Israel's, which is, going to again probably be lackluster, mostly because of the song. And then Serbia will emerge and it'll hopefully be captivating for the audience and they'll be like, oh, finally, we're starting.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I do agree with what you're saying, but I think that's the mindset of old school fans like me and you. You know, I think we are old school
We're
fans.
not
I
that
think
old school.
oh yes, we are. Oh
Yeah,
yes, we are. You started watching this show in 2005. We are old.
we
We
old.
are old
We
farts.
old.
But anyway,
For sure.
the thing is, we've been here for quite a long, and when we started watching Eurovision, we started watching for a
Yeah.
certain reason. People now are watching for different reasons, and I do believe that Spotify charts
Mm,
have a huge impact on Eurovision, especially because, like for example, I do not believe Malta. Let's talk about
mm.
that song.
Oh.
They did not give a bad performance. The performance was good, especially the ends. Like there was those explosions.
Which Malta are
Yeah.
we talking about?
Oh, Destiny, Jamaicans.
Okay, so we're talking about Malta last year, not this year. Okay.
Yeah, we did. So I think that she delivered a good performance. Like it was good
Yeah.
enough. However, there were several signs that the song was not going to do well, and the signs
Mm,
came from Spotify. It was
yeah.
never a success on Spotify. It was
Mm,
never on any sort of viral chart. So, instead, like for example, Måneskin was in several viral charts.
yeah.
June's Tears, the same. Barbara Pravi, Shun, They were all trending on Spotify even before the live shows. But Destiny, who was considered by the fans a huge favorite to win,
Where was she?
she was nowhere to be found. Like maybe
That's what
she
we
got like
said pre-Eurovision last year. That's what we both said. Destiny's better than the song. The song
I
was
absolutely.
always Malta's problem. Always Malta's problem. Malta took like one of their heavy hitters and they completely wasted her, giving her a song that was for like a dancer with a weak voice.
Exactly.
Destiny could have
Exactly.
been
Absolutely.
so much more. They should have gave her like a proper song that she can actually stand on stage and properly Jennifer Hudson the fuck out of. And they just didn't give her that moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is one of the cases that I really want the artist to come back because she deserves a
Yes.
second chance. Because that song, like, do you think Adele would sing a song that has an instrumental
No.
on chorus? It makes zero sense. Zero sense.
No.
It was a very
No.
stupid decision. But anyway,
Very stupid.
uh, let's go. Let's. People
So we've
talking here
we've
about
got
Israel.
Serbia as BL. What do you have Serbia as?
I think Serbia is a certain qualifier.
I don't like the Song of Israel's is really cheap. I agree.
I like Israel's song, although the lyrics are not the best. It's very
What
RuPaul's Drag
lyrics?
Race.
What lyrics? What
I
lyrics
think
does that song have?
it's very RuPaulish, don't you think?
Even RuPaul's lyrics are better, like na 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 cat kick cat cat kickity cat cat cat. His is just I am, I am, I am, I am, and nothing gets me down. It's terrible.
Hmm. I like the first version, but the revamp is horrible. I agree with Marcus. Diana, Incorporação is the new telemóveis. I don't think so, because telemóveis have never got
No,
the attention of Incorporação. I think
I like both.
I also like both, but I think that the issue with Portugal was the performance. I think Portugal. If I
And
think
the
that if
styling.
he, yeah, I think that with a different performance, if he had done exactly what he did during the final of Festival da Canção, he would have qualified because
100%.
the outfit in white was even better than the black one that he used in the
Yeah,
semifinal. But that green thing,
disgusting. He looked awful. He looked really bad. He didn't even look like himself. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when we went into the rehearsals, and I thought it was a joke that he was actually
mm,
wearing that shit on stage. I thought it was a joke.
mm,
That's called self-sabotage.
I agree. Judith say I don't like I am sorry, but it's really plastic and boring for sure.
I agree.
I love Serbia, but I think it's dangerous of not qualifying. It's in danger of not qualifying because the song is not immediate. I think it's immediate. I think it's very catchy. It takes time to understand the
I
message. Right first.
I see where Pedro's coming from. That's why I've got Serbia as BL, because I love it, and for me it's instant and it's stuck in my head. But I know that for certain other people, they're not going to get it. They're just not going to be able to get that song at all.
Hmm. I think I do have a couple of friends that do not like it and that they just
Mm,
do not understand. But I have some because I usually organize parties in my house. Like I welcome people here to watch the shows, and some of them are not Eurovision fans, and
mm,
they are here for this song.
yeah.
Like they love it. They love
Oh
it.
no, the
Uh,
Eurovision fans, especially people like us who come from the back in my day, we love Serbia. We can't help ourselves. It's just like Serbia brings back happy memories of the early 2000s, and maybe the kids today don't want that. But maybe the kids today do. Only time will tell.
well, I think that this song has too much of a success as a viral YouTube performance to not qualify. And let's not forget that Serbia has a very strong um, diaspora, and
Yeah.
they were able to activate their diaspora back last year with hurricane, and I'm pretty sure they are going to get a huge amount of votes from the diaspora, and they are going to qualify. I'm positive about Serbia. I'm pretty positive.
I would like to put Serbia down as a positive lock for qualifying. I'm still going to keep Serbia's BL for the time being until I see the dress rehearsals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
Anyway,
about
shall we
Serbia.
move on? Oh,
No, we still have a couple of comments. Now about Serbia, I really love their originality, but I can't see the song qualifying. The juries will think, "What the fuck is this?" And the majority of the people at home will think the same. But let's see. I think it will qualify. I
see,
might, maybe I'm wrong.
she's the other side of the coin. She's the other side of the
Mm,
coin. She's what I'm talking about. Some people
mm.
will not get songs like Serbia. They will not get songs like Georgia. They're never going to get those songs. And then there's people
Ireland
like me.
2008.
No, Ireland's not in that boat. Ireland 2008's a joke entry. Ireland 2008's one of the worst entries that have ever been to Eurovision. It was a complete joke entry. It was disrespectful. It was shit. I hated it. It was on the same level as Leto Svet and all those horrible joke entries. I don't like joke entries in Eurovision unless they're actually funny. And I didn't find it funny at all. But no, Serbia is in the same category as Georgia, and is in the same category as Hatari from.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Iceland.
not joke entries, but just very creative and very experimental. But you could not compare Serbia 2022 to Ireland 2008. That is
Absolutely.
disrespectful.
Just joking with you. Okay, now I like Coporesano, but when I hear for the first time, it was really cringy. I don't know, but now I'm always singing the chorus. Me too.
Same, same.
Maybe Destiny also wanted a more upbeat song. Her jazz song was also fun and upbeat, just like Jimmy Cass. But that's not about having a ballad or an upbeat song because even Aretha Franklin had upbeat songs, so that's not the issue. Even Adele has some more upbeat
Yeah.
songs. That's not the issue. The issue is that the song did not explore her vocals.
Yeah, the issue with Destiny's song is the majority of Gemma Cash was Gemma Cash. It was her talking, and then she had one moment towards the tail end of the song where she had a moment where she sung for like 15 seconds, and then she went back to that was the issue with Gemma Cash. It just was a song that you would give to somebody who wasn't a singer.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, Pedro is saying that Spain 2008 was a good joke entry. I don't
I
like it.
agree. I like Baila Chiqui Chiqui. Baila Chiqui Chiqui.
Leandro is saying socorro, cheguei e tô entendendo nada. He's saying that help, I just arrived and I don't understand anything.
I'm sorry, I do not speak the Portuguese.
Okay. So let's move to Azerbaijan.
Okay, this is going to be the first controversial disagreement that we have with each other because I think that Azerbaijan is a for sure qualifier. A for sure qualifier. I can't see a pathway where Azerbaijan does not qualify out of this semi-final. Thoughts?
But let me ask you something. Where is the melody? This
The
song has
melody
zero
is
melody.
the melody is the one part of the song that goes ah, do, da, 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 da. That's the melody. Just that one part.
And the rest of the song is just a big load of nothingness. It's very weak. I think I I wouldn't say it's not going to qualify, but it's very
Mm-hmm.
weak. It's one of the worst songs this edition. I think it's very mediocre. I think there is nothing worse than a bad ballad. I think that if you have a bad upbeat song, you can just put
Mm.
a lot of fireworks there. You can
Yeah.
put a sexy girl, and then it's going to work. Okay, you can make some reveal and some stuff, and then it's going to work. But that song, it's just a big
You don't think that
pile
any
of
amount of
nothingness.
pyrotechnics and flame pillars and touch the fire is going to save Azerbaijan this year? Because you know they're going to have flame pillars for this song. They always do.
I, I don't know. I think it's a very mediocre song. I think it might qualify, but it's going to be
Mm.
like 10th. Like it's not impossible, but it's going to be 10th or 9th.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very forgettable. It's very weak, and it's a shame. As we were talking about Destiny, I think this is the very same case because
Hmm.
Nadir is a great vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
He can sing with an operatic voice. He can sing with a pop voice. He's beautiful, and I do believe he deserves a better song because this song does not explore his potential at all.
I think that Azerbaijan is going to be one of those songs slash performances that when he starts to perform it in the dress rehearsals, a lot of people's opinions are going to dramatically change because it's a song it exists to be sung live. It exists to be a vocal show. Like that song is, it might not sound like it in the studio, but it's a difficult song to sing. Even those parts where he's like just shouting into the microphone, that's hard to do.
I agree, but I think that
Yeah.
it's gonna be one of those cases, like for example, Malta 2017 or Cyprus 2013, that people like the fans were saying, "Oh no, the performance was amazing," especially those guys from Wee Wee. Oh, the song is amazing.
Yeah.
Like William, I remember when he cried after watching Claudia Faniello's rehearsal. He cried. He said it was
Who was she?
beautiful.
What song was that? What song was that?
Um, Claudia Faniello, beautiful, breathlessly,
No, no, no.
he did that.
Oh,
He
no.
cried. Many fans said, "Oh, it's going to qualify. It has a big chance." And then it was a zero televote. It was,
Terrible.
it was like the song was just not enough. Even though the performance might elevate the song, even though the performer himself
Yeah.
will elevate the song, but there is no song there. That's the issue. And
For
then in the
me,
end,
I like Azerbaijan's song. You might not get it. A lot of people might not get it, but I feel like I do. I understand what Azerbaijan's going for this year, and I think that they will qualify. Let's just see what happens with them. They're not borderline for me though. They're a qualifier in my books at the moment. They're the strongest song so far.
okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Nobody's wrong. It's
Azerbaijan,
subjective.
yeah, I don't remember this song, but they will qualify, of course. Yes, of course.
Money, money,
Yes,
money.
because yes, Natalia. Yeah, Natalia is right. Azerbaijan is like North Macedonia last year, but they have a bigger budget for sure, Pedro, for sure, absolutely. Azerbaijan is forgettable. I can't remember either, to be honest.
So I'm in the minority when it comes to standing behind Azerbaijan, but like I said, I knew that I would be in the minority when it came to this one. This is probably my most controversial opinion about this. Actually, maybe not. I have a few more controversial opinions about the semi, but I think Azerbaijan will qualify.
Oh well, Steven is saying that it gives him Azerbaijan 2013 vibes.
What one was that? Was that when
Hold
the
Me.
music dies?
That song, no,
Oh,
Hold Me. That song was also a big pile of nothingness, but he performed the hell out of it. That
yeah.
performance
That's
was
what
one
I'm
of the
thinking might
best
happen.
performances. Yes, that
That's
performance
kind of
was
what I'm thinking is going to
amazing.
happen.
That performance was amazing.
2013 is what I'm thinking is going to happen with Azerbaijan 2022. It will have a hold me kind of moment where the guy sings the hell out of the song and it gets votes based on that merit. Is it going to win? No. Is it a threat? Don't worry about it. Like Azerbaijan's not one of the countries to worry about this year, but I do think that they could be in the final. And if they were in the final, I wouldn't think that they didn't deserve to be there. I would think that they deserved their spot. But that's just me.
Well, Marcus is saying the song is terrible. I agree. It's just so bad.
Everybody
Okay,
agrees with you, Marcus.
Let's move to Georgia.
Oh, might be another one of my controversial takes. Maybe this is the old school fan in me. Maybe it's the fact that I did vote for Georgia when they did that song with all the strobe lights. And was that 2015? What was Georgia's song in 2015? It was like, it was another
3 minutes,
weird...
3 minutes to Earth?
No, oh God, no. It was
Was it the band?
It was the band.
The band, yes. It got 12 points from the UK jury. The UK jury gave them 12 points. It was a great song.
This kind of Georgian entry reminds me of that one. It's just really weird. I like it. It's stuck in my head constantly, but it could be terrible live. It could be an absolute shit show live. It could be like, do you remember the song "Time" that Israel brought to the Eurovision? That was like time, da 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 time, da da da. I loved that song in the studio, but it was absolutely shit live. It was one of the worst performances on the Eurovision stage that I've ever seen. Nobody could hold a note. So Circus Mircus are either going to be really good live and they're going to get to the final, or they're going to be terrible live and everyone's just going to see it as being a joke entry from Georgia. And that's that. Yeah. So they're borderline for me.
I think they won't qualify.
I have them BL.
I think it's okay. It's not bad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But like that song from 2016, it had like this very good melody. Like it was very
when it
memorable.
got fast at the end, that "Take your miles honestly, da da da, and you will see." It was good, but this has that. Circus Mircus has the now, right now. So it does for me. There's still something catchy about that song. It sticks in my head.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that song was more jury friendly than this one. And let's remember that they qualified thanks to the judges back then. Did he freeze? Yes, he says. Oh, now you're back.
I think I died there for a second. I was like, am I alive? Am I gone? Hello. Sorry about that.
But anyway, yeah, I think that Georgia back then was a bit more appealing, especially when it comes to the judges, because we do know that the judges they tend to sometimes the judges are more edgy than the fans.
Yeah.
You know, they like more this indie stuff, these more alternative stuff than the fans, the fans themselves. So I think that Georgia this year, it's not going to qualify because it's not as appealing as that other song.
So Georgia, you in danger, girl.
Yeah, for sure.
I have you the BL.
We got some comments here. Marcus is saying there are too many male ballads in this semi. Some of them will flop. Absolutely agree, Marcus. 2016, 100%. Yes. 2015 was Warrior, which was a good song too.
Ooh, Warrior. Apart from in the final when her smoke machine broke.
Marcus loves the Georgia song. He's really feeling it.
Yeah.
But I think in this semi-final, it's an obvious no qualifier. That's how I feel. Georgia disease is very repetitive, and I don't understand I don't understand what it is about either.
It doesn't have a meaning.
Yeah, when it comes to songs, like people usually say, "Oh, people are not going to understand the message of the song," and blah blah blah. Sometimes, guys, it's not really about the message because people are going to first listen to the song, they are going to like it, and then they're going to think about the message. It's one of those cases of Rise Like a Phoenix. Rise Like a Phoenix is a hell of a song. It
Mm.
was a hell of a performance. And then people voted for it once more because of the message. That's the
Yeah.
thing. But people say, oh, because of the message, it's going to win. No. First, you need a hell of a song, and then
Yeah.
you're going to get some extra votes because of the message. And that's it.
Mm. I agree.
Judith, I think the juries will show some love, but I doubt about the televote. It depends on the staging. I'm, I'm not really feeling
This
Georgia. I
for
think.
Georgia. Oh, it's a hard call.
Oh, Stephen saying something very interesting, actually. I do agree with him. I think the weirdos will forget Georgia and vote for Serbia.
The weirdos are going to be split because I'm
Uh,
thinking, even myself, which one of those two would I spare a vote for? Because I like both. So I'm torn between Georgia and Serbia.
hmm, let's see. Moving to the next song. Let's move to
I am what
Malta.
I am. Bulletproof. Don't boot it do. And what's the other song it sounds like? It's bigger than us. Do do do. It's bigger than you and me. I don't understand this song at all. It's terrible. I don't get this song at all. It sounds like songs that already exist. The message is so like, I am what I am. I am what I am. But it's like, but you're a really good looking girl. What do you mean you are what you are? Of course you are what you are. You're a beautiful woman. I just don't get it. It's the type of song that somebody like maybe who's been terribly discriminated against might want to sing and have a very uplifting message. Maybe somebody who doesn't fit the societal beauty standards, or maybe somebody with like, I don't know, a bad scar or something. But just having a very beautiful girl with perfect teeth and perfect skin and perfect everything singing this I am what I am type of song, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Thoughts?
Yeah. The third, yeah, the first thing that I have to say is that why did they change the song? That's the first question. The
Yeah.
second question is who are these people behind these choices? Who are these people saying that it was a good idea to change
Who
a
did this?
mediocre song with
Yeah.
a very relevant song, a song that people
Yeah.
are not going to get interested? It's it was very stupid because the girl can sing. She
Yeah.
has some very good songs in Italian, and that would
Yeah.
be very good to have her singing a song in Italian in Italy. I think she
She's
would get
very
some hits.
wasted. She's very wasted on that
Just like
song.
Destiny, just like
Yeah.
Destiny. And then it was a conscious choice to change the song. Like they
Mm.
changed the song and they chose a very middle of the road song. How stupid is that? Who is making these
You're
decisions?
gonna break
This
your desk.
like I don't understand. I really jar like think about it. These people
Yeah.
are wasting public money to make these stupid decisions. Like this is ridiculous. Like why are they
Yeah.
doing this? Like
I don't understand. I really don't
even
get it.
even the most clueless Eurovision fan would say, "No, this is not
No.
a good song." Like
I
even the
agree.
even it's just who like how like I can this is something that I usually I kept thinking when it comes to these internal selections because it
Mm.
makes no sense to send a song like I Don't Feel Hate to
Yeah.
Eurovision internally selected, and it makes no sense to send a song like I Am What I Am internally selected to Eurovision. If people
Yeah.
chose that song, that's a different case, but
Hmm.
people that are supposed to select a song that's going to present the country, represent the country in the best possible way, and they
Hmm.
chose a mediocre song. That's the
Yeah.
issue here. I think that besides everything else, the issue is why did they make this? Like there are probably some weird reason behind it. Maybe there are
Yeah,
some
money.
connections, money, whatever. But it makes no sense for someone that is supposed and responsible to
Mm,
deal with Eurovision, and it's being paid for that,
mm.
selecting a song like that. It makes zero sense. It's a horrible song. She's a
For
great
me,
performance.
it makes no sense. The artist Emma, whatever her name is, Muscat or whatever, she is apparently really famous in Malta, and she's allegedly one of their most like famous exports, right? If she's so famous, why does she herself not put her foot down and be like, I'm not singing this shit? Because allegedly she likes the song, but I would find it difficult to believe that an established artist with a career would like a song like that. I find that
Absolutely.
difficult to believe.
I agree.
Unless it is
Absolutely.
money, like maybe someone was just like, Emma, I'll give you like €1 million to sing my crap song at Eurovision. And she was like, okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree.
But I
I
have Malta as a
100%.
non qualifier. No, don't like it.
Yeah, yeah, they may work their way, trying to uh, uh, buy support from bloggers or making the song, um, rise in the odds or whatever they did last year. But I think it's not going to work. I think this song is a sure non-qualifier.
Yeah, no. It's a Eurovision song that's been lifted out of 2008 and put into 2022.
Malta is so generic. Malta this year
Yeah,
is irrelevant. Judge me, but
yeah.
I like Malta's song. It's very catchy. Maybe it's catchy, maybe, but it's very generic. Generic and basic, probably bottle
Mm,
the same. Generic melody, generic message, good voice. Emma
mm.
has said that her team listened to the public, and that's why they changed the song. And
So
what
this
did
is your fault. You did this. I blame y'all.
I blame you all? But that song, but like, why did you change to? It makes
They
so
were
stupid.
both quite bad. I can't remember the first one.
Me neither. Me neither. It's so bad. It was
I
so
only
bad.
remember the second one because it sounds a tiny bit like Bulletproof.
It's so similar to Bulletproof. So
Yeah,
similar. How dare them? Terrible song. Don't add anything to the contest. It's really forgettable. And Eurovision being forgettable is the worst thing. Absolutely. You notice
100%.
they spent all the money last year in the odds. Indeed.
They did.
It's so stupid. It was so stupid decision. So let's move to a song that's a bit controversial. I think people are not really going to believe, to really agree with us, actually. But what
Us?
do you think about San Marino?
I think the San Marino are not going to qualify.
Oh, how dare you! I
I
thought we were
pers-
friends. I really thought we were friends. That's why I
I know you
invited you.
like San Marino. You like Achille, and you think that the song is going to be elevated live, and I am reserving judgment. The first time I seen him perform it, I thought he performed it. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. There was something about the performance that I found awkward. I didn't even like the way he was standing. Like it needs to be bigger. I need him to have a lot more confidence on stage. I need him to not look so awkward. And maybe then he can sell me the idea that he's some sort of sexy stripper, because I wouldn't want someone stripping for me who looked that awkward. I would be asking them, are you in the right career? I'd be paying them to stop.
I'm just getting coffee. Sorry,
That's
I
okay.
really needed coffee. But yeah, have you seen his performance in this Italian TV show?
No. I've only seen him perform it at the San Marie's national selection, and that was almost more than enough for me.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. He was bored performing it because he knew he was going to win. There was
Mm.
no way he would lose that selection, being such a big name in Italy. Okay, and he probably just accepted to go there because he knew he was going to win.
Mm.
Let's be honest, first of all.
So you think at Eurovision he'll give a bit of an elevated performance?
He already did. He
Okay.
performed very well in that Italian TV show.
For
Very
me,
well.
I don't like the song, but this is the semi-final of borderline qualifiers. If San Marino does something great on stage, it could qualify, but I personally don't like this song. It's not for me.
I think that he has a very good team behind him.
Mm.
I think that this song is catchy enough. I think it's the kind of song that the husbands of the housewives are going to vote for. I think that
Ooh, the
pe-
husbands.
yeah, the husbands of the housewives, the same people that voted for Portugal last year, they are also going to vote for this kind of song. I think it's a very adult-ish song. It's probably going to be liked
Mm.
by people that are
Perhaps.
over 40s or 30s or people that like
So,
songs
so what you're
from
saying
bands.
is I'm too young to like the song. I fully understand now. I'm just far too young to like the song. I like that. We can move on now. I'm too young to understand San Marino, and we'll move on.
Okay, let's just
Or
see
do we
some
have any
comments here.
comments?
I love Akile. He's such a good and charismatic performer, and the song is good too. I think I do like the song too. For me, Submarine is borderline. Probably they will be in the top 10 of the televotes in the semi, but I really don't know how the judges will think about the song and performance. I think the judges are going to enjoy it. Most of the judges are like in their 40s or 30s, so I think it's going to make it. I think it's going to qualify, and
It's
that's
gonna get
that's something
saved.
that we should understand. That some most of these judges they do not vote for the best vocal performance. They vote for songs they like. That's something
Mm.
that we should always understand. It will be shocking. The parents will hate because probably he will sing in a poly dance. No, I don't think so. I
I
think he's
mean,
going to
it would
perform very well.
for me. A poll would add something to the performance.
Hmm. I think that. hmm, I think it will qualify, guys. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure it will qualify. It's a sure qualifier for me.
I have a borderline, but I don't want it to qualify at the minute.
Let's move to Australia.
Okay, I think this is another one we'll disagree on. I think that Australia is probably going to qualify. It'll have a massive amount of jury support. But then again, Australia is in danger because Azerbaijan exists. Azerbaijan and Australia are far too similar.
Hmm.
And
May I
like,
say something?
yeah,
How are people going to choose between two songs that have no melody?
but see, you're seeing them as having no melody. I'm seeing these two songs as songs that are very slow, but they do have melodies. Like
Where?
I it's like Azerbaijan has his da da, and then Australia has his "We're not the same, no, we're not the same, no." So it does have like a repetition of that throughout the song,
And how
but
memorable is that?
it's not about how memorable it is. Azerbaijan and Australia are fighting the battle of which one of those two boys are going to sing the song vocally flawlessly, the most amount of times, the best, with the best staging and with the best lighting show. And then the types of people who like those men singing very well but singing very slow songs, they're going to pick either Azerbaijan or Australia to send their vote to. And I'm not sure which one's going to get picked because I cannot
Hmm.
see both of them being in the final because you see them as two songs that have no melody. I see them as two songs that are extremely similar.
Yeah, when it comes to Australia, I did like the song in the beginning, but I
Mm,
got it starts very interesting because I do love Sheldon. I've been following
yeah.
him since he was on The Voice, and I think it's a sure qualifier. Actually, I think there's
Yeah.
no way he's not going to qualify. However, I am just sharing my honest opinion with you guys. Okay, I don't like this song anymore. And the second time I listened to it, I said no, 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 because it gets very boring towards the end. Although the performance on Australia, you decide, right? That's the name of the selection. The
Australia
performance was
decides.
amazing. He
Yeah.
looks great when he takes off his mask and touches his hair. Like
Yeah.
he's a performer. He's
Oh, it's very
great.
passionate, very dramatic.
Absolutely. It looks very good. I think Sheldon, the issue is that some artists they just do not have the taste to create the atmosphere of a good
Yeah.
live performance. But Sheldon has taste. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He has a good
Sheldon's
taste.
issue is he doesn't have the song. Yeah. That's the problem. If you have a really, really, really good singer, but they're wasted on a song that's beneath them. And that, unfortunately, is kind of like the song of this semi for quite a lot of the artists. They have very good voices, and they're the voice contestants and X Factor contestants and whatnot. We know these people can sing, but they just don't have songs that are tailored to winning the Eurovision Song Contest. They just have quite boring songs that are sung very well, and a boring song is not a Eurovision winner.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to no. Marcus is saying Australia is my winner of this semi. I love Sheldon. The juries will appreciate the vocals of Sheldon, and I think that the message in this case, I think that the message is like right there, like you don't
Yeah,
need to
no.
really think about it
His
because
message
the
is like
performance.
you can tell he's a queer man who didn't fit in school. He was bullied. He was ostracized. This makes sense to me. Instead of Malta's "I am what I am" doesn't make sense to me because I just don't get it. But Sheldon, I
Absolutely,
like the message. I like his voice, and I do think he'll be in the final. He's a qualifier for me, but unfortunately, there's a lot of songs like Azerbaijan that came before. That's a man singing a song that's similar to this, in my opinion, and we'll have Poland coming next. There's just a lot of songs in the semi that are in the exact same little gang. So some of them are not going to make it.
and I want him to do well because I really want more music from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's such a good artist, and I think he deserves a good career. He's a great singer.
same.
I love Australia this year, Diana. Too many male ballads, Azerbaijan, Australia, Poland. We are going to talk about Poland soon.
Very soon.
One of them will not going to qualify. I'm worried of Sheldon
I
or
wouldn't worry
Sheldon.
for him. Out of the three, well, no, I was going to say out of the three, Australia's got the most chances. No, out of the three, Poland's got the most chances. Australia has the second most chances. Azerbaijan seems to be the one that people are sleeping on slash really disliking at the minute. So if we're going to have two boring sad boy ballads, it'll be Australia and Poland.
I agree with you. I have to
Yeah.
agree with you. Okay, moving on to Cyprus.
Cyprus! I like Cyprus, okay? I really do. There's just something about it that brings back old Eurovision. Ella, 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 ding, 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 na, 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 na. But it's fun. She's a beautiful girl. It's catchy. I love Cyprus. I really am enjoying Cyprus this year. And it's nice to hear something like Greece is going for something that doesn't sound like their traditional music scene. I love Greece's, but we're not talking about that semi today. But Cyprus, it sounds like the Greek pop music scene. And that's what I like about it. It's nice to hear some traditional music in Eurovision that's like this is the type of music that might chart in those countries.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it will really depend on the performance because it really needs to
100%.
elevate and stress the ethnicity of that song.
Yes.
When it comes to Adromaki, I love her. Like
Hmm.
it was one of the singers that was on my wish list to go to Eurovision. So I'm very happy she was chosen.
Yeah.
It's not her best song, but it's
Hmm.
very entertaining. It's very catchy. I now like it better than Grease.
The word
Um,
I would use for Cyprus's song this year and the music video, and they need to try and recreate it at the Eurovision, is aesthetic. It's very aesthetic. It's very beautiful, and it makes me feel like I'm on a boat in Cyprus, just like really enjoying this, the warmth of the sun on my face. They need to recreate that on the Eurovision stage, this aesthetic beauty of what it feels like to be in Cyprus for 3 minutes, and it'll
I
do
agree
well.
with you. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. It's such
So
a
we
good
like
song.
Cyprus. We like Cyprus
We
in this
do.
house.
We do. We do. We do.
What do
I
the
think
what
it.
do the fans think?
I think that, in my opinion, I think it can win the televote if it's well performed. It's probably there's a stronger song that we're going to talk about later when it
Hmm.
comes to televoting. But I think
There's a
that
song
this
that's going
song,
to win the televotes coming up shortly. Don't you worry yourself.
but I think that this song has the potential to like really stand out. Like
Yeah,
if
no,
they
I like
perform
it.
it well, it is very catchy. It's very Spotify friendly too. It's the kind of song that
Yeah,
we can listen to while driving our car to work, while at the
driving our
gym.
yacht to Greece. Yeah,
Yes, we have. We do have our yacht, and we're going to
yes. While
Greece
while we
next
drive
month.
our yacht from, we take it from Greece to Cyprus. We pop over and back a few times per day. We like to listen to this type of
Ella,
music
Ella.
when we're doing that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Cyprus is serving ethnic music, serving quality, serving art. Yes, I'm addicted. I'm so addicted to the song too.
Yeah,
It's very it's this kind of bubblegum pop that's not
yeah,
like so mediocre that we get tired of it, you know, when you listen to it like three
yeah.
times in a row.
And it's effortless.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
effortless. It's just there. It's in the background. It doesn't. You don't get sick of it. I like it. It's very catchy.
Indeed. Cyprus is a grower for me. I started by being different to it, but now I like it a lot. But this stage will be very important. I totally agree with Pedro. Pedro has some very good comments,
Yeah.
right? He's always on point.
we're getting engagement. Ah!
Pedro is comment. You should comment more, Pedro. I like this song, but not for the victory. Yeah, it's not going to win, but like
I
it
agree.
can
It's not a
get like a
threat.
lot of sevens, a lot of fives during the semifinal, and be like first in the televote,
24
like
from Greece.
24 from Greece. Yeah, I think the judges are not going to fall for that, but the televote is going to
Mm.
eat it. It's unique
No, it's
and
nice.
ethnic.
It's good.
Sure, qualifies will stand out. Yeah, I think it's going to qualify. Many
Yeah.
people believe that
No,
Cyprus is
it
in
stands
danger,
out.
but I think it's going to qualify for sure. I think it's a sure qualifier,
Not
thanks
in
to the
this semi.
televote.
Not in this
Mm,
semi. Cyprus is not in any danger in this semi-final. This semi-final is full of slow songs and full of men singing slow songs. A woman singing an upbeat ethic entry, one of the only ones, she's for sure a lock. She'll be in all of the jury's top 10s.
mm. I think like it's a similar case to Albania for sure. For because Albania in the
Mm,
first semi, she's really standing out, and I think that Cyprus is
yeah.
really standing out in this semi.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, Albania
So let's
safe,
move
Cyprus
to
safe. Ireland. I'll keep my thoughts on Ireland short and sweet. I actually like That's Rich. I voted for it in the national selection. It was the only song of the six that I actually liked. And when it won, I was very happy. And then when the song got slightly revamped, I was happier with the revamp. I liked the way it sounded. I personally think that Brooke is a good performer. I have issues sometimes with her styling, but at the end of the day, she can do whatever she wants with her own body. Um, I have issues sometimes with the talking part towards the end of the song. There really needs to be some vocal overlay or some sort of auto tune moment that happens there, because it's just when she starts chatting, it sounds a bit stupid. It's not how it's meant to sound in the studio version. So I hope they can do like You know what Norway's song that I'm gonna do that voice in my mind, the way they kind of had the robotic vocals coming through, and that was long before pre-recorded backing vocals was a thing. So like Ireland needs something like that at the end of That's Rich, just so it has something. Obviously, she needs to be vocally perfect. The staging needs to be perfect. She needs to get every camera angle correctly. She probably needs to sleep with a few of the judges. I don't know. Our chances are very, 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 very low. But I would like for us to qualify. I like the song. I like the performance. I didn't want us to qualify last year or the year before for obvious reasons, or the year before that for obvious reasons. But this is the first song since 2018 that I would like to see Ireland in the final. I feel like our song stands out in the semi. The semi needs a few more upbeat songs. So who knows? Fingers crossed, but I'm not going to cry if we don't make it because it's not a threat. It's never going to win Eurovision. It's not going to even be in the top 15. If we make the final, we'll be sitting pretty in the bottom fucking 10 where we belong. So let's just try and get there.
I think it's horrible. I think the performance on the national final, it looked very cheap. I think the song is very mediocre. I think it's very repetitive, but it's not like you guys had any chance because that national final was a mess.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
how
we don't
dare them?
need to talk about it, but you know what happened when those national final songs got released. I had words with a few people who work for RTE because I was disgusted. I just, hopefully, I hate to talk about next year's Eurovision, and we haven't even got into this year's Eurovision week, but hopefully next year Ireland does something different with our national selection or tries to, because for me, I like Brooke and I like That's Rich, but it's chanceless in the greater scheme of things. It's not a Eurovision winner. It's a song that I would personally like to see in the final, sorry. But again, if it's in the final, like, it's going to come like at the best, maybe 18th or 17th place. And that's like being as happy about it as I possibly could think. Like, that would be the most positive possible placement for Ireland, would be like 17th or 18th. So that's not a very good outlook for the future. But I like it.
I think it's a waste of time, to be honest. It's a waste of her time. It's a waste of money when it comes to the delegation. I think the song is that's the thing when it comes to Eurovision. People need to understand, especially these people working and wasting public money with the competition. Is that Eurovision is not a playlist, honey. It's not a playlist. It's a competition. So you have to bring your A game. You have to bring great performance.
You have to bring a
You have to
competitive
bring
entry.
competitive songs, great composers, great performance. And this is something that, for example, when it comes to national selections, big national selections like Sanremo or Melody Festivalen or Melody Grand Prix or Festival da Canção, these selections, they should deliver more than just one competitive song. They should deliver songs that can be used like to work out at the gym, songs to drive while you're like going to, I don't know, to the woods or whatever. But if you're making a very small national selection, like with 5 songs, you have to deliver at least 3 amazing songs. And Ireland, they gave us nothing.
Yeah. There was no amazing song. There was no Eurovision winner. I still remember listening to the songs over those period of 6 days. And it was like, as each day went by, it was like, really? 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 It just kept getting worse and worse. And then there was the only one song that I could get behind, which was That's Rich. And it was like, I kind of felt like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place now. It's like, well, this is the one song I like, So I hope it wins. And then it did win. So now I'm like, well, I like the song. I hope she does well. But I'm like, I have Ireland down as borderline, but more likely not to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see us qualify, but if she doesn't perform it well, I don't think that we deserve to steal a spot from another country.
Mm. Yeah,
I'm glad that you like that, Reg. Vote for it. Please.
We need it.
We need help. We sincerely need help. Like, one vote for us is like genuinely important. We actually need it.
Pedro is saying that's Rich Live. I like That's Rich Live because of Brooke's personality. Yeah, she's very charismatic. The studio track is good, although a bit lacking. Ireland is one of the most listened in Spotify. Yeah, Diana, I saw that and I went to check. She does have over 1 million streams. However, for example, Maro has more streams than her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's really impressive. I like their Irish entry, but I'm really scared because Ireland staging pops
Yes.
is always
Always
a
flop.
flop.
Ireland has a problem with staging. That's a real issue that Ireland has every single year, apart from 2018. But he had a brain. He was very
Yeah,
sensible. He was very
yeah,
smart. He knew what he was doing.
yeah. Ryan was very, very smart. Very smart. Like
Brooke was in
it
jail.
was
Poor girl.
so
She's serving
smart.
memes. Yeah,
Like
I
it
seen that.
was so smart. I was so smart. It was so smart that I wrote an article about it.
No, yeah, he
I
was
made a
very
research
intelligent.
about it.
He was
Yeah.
like, what can I do as a heterosexual white man to get clout? I'll bring on the gay dancers. And he ended up getting China banned from ever being able to watch the Eurovision ever again. That's pretty iconic.
Mhm. And even though it's an essay, it's a paper in Portuguese. It's one of the most read how to say read what's the
Red,
participle read read.
red.
So it's read read indeed. So it's one of the most read papers on that journal. It
Mm.
was very well received by the Brazilian community
Another
of
thing,
researchers.
it's just popped into my head too. It's mediocre, not mediocre.
Oh yeah, that mediocre. Yeah, indeed.
Mediocre. Mediocre.
Mediocre,
Yeah,
mediocre.
not mediocre.
Indeed.
You said it a few times, and I was
But
like,
I think there's some
mediocre.
people. I think some people in USA say mediocre. I just think
No,
so.
they're
You
wrong.
don't
They're wrong.
really? You think so?
They're just stupid.
I do have some people like native people that say
You say
that.
mediocre.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah,
It's mediocre.
the thing is that the English in USA they have a lot of influence now from the
Yeah.
immigrants. So probably there are quite a lot of people saying mediocre because back in the
Really?
day, I remember, yeah, people never said bullying, but now they're
What?
saying bullying,
What's that
bullying
mean?
instead of bullying. He froze. He froze. Now you're back.
That was the problem. You know what? We'll move on. We'll move on.
Yeah, because people are saying like, what do you still say bullying or bullying?
Do I say what?
Bullying or bullying when people are attacking each other at schools?
Bullying.
Bullying.
Bullying. Bullying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I say, bullying. But people here
Bullying.
and people in US, they're saying bullying now.
Bullying. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
bullying's. I suppose that just must be the influence of years and years of immigrants pronouncing things a bit differently, and then the words get changed. But no, if you
indeed,
said bullying in my country, people would have no idea what you're talking about. It's
indeed,
bullying or
absolutely.
bullied.
Bullying,
Yeah,
exactly. But
yeah.
yeah,
Like I
but
was
let's
bullied in school. Yeah, that type of thing.
indeed. Now let's
Yeah.
move to one of those songs that
Doesn't exist.
I think North Macedonia made this kind of national selection. There was the same level of the Irish national selection. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was bad. I
R.I.P.
did I did like Clara's song. I did like her song when it comes to the version, the new version, the Macedonian version of the song was marvelous. It was a sure qualifier. She's a great singer. I think that would have been the best choice for North Macedonia, but they decided to go with this song. I think it's a sure non-qualifier.
Yeah,
You
I
froze.
think that this song, it's just I can still hear you when my so don't worry, just keep chatting. If my camera cuts out, I can still hear you, thankfully.
Okay.
So I heard everything that you said. For me, Macedonia is it's a non-entity. They could have done something so much more interesting. They could have had a song in Macedonian. They could have did something out of the box, but they went for like a very basic mid-tempo in English pop song that I don't really get what it even means. Like, you don't want to test my limits. Like, I get what that means. Like, you don't want to test my limits. But what does it really mean? Like, what? I just don't get it. I don't think that the song's catchy enough on its own to merit being as non-understandable.
Let me ask you something.
Lyrically. It just, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask. What do you think about the lyrics, like the way it was written? Because the song, for me, the rhyme is just so bad.
It sounds like they had a lot of individual parts of individual songs where they were like, we have one song where we go around and around in circles, in circles. So here's one part of the song, but I have this other song that's you don't want to test my limits. So why don't we put these two bits together? And what do we do for the verses? Oh well, I've got this interesting bit here, and they just kind of put it all together, and it came out as it came out. And then they decided to revamp it and add a tiny bit more synth. I just don't think that it's a very well composed song. I don't like it, which is a shame because the girl seems to have a good voice, but I don't really like the song.
I think she's. It's not like Sheldon level of talent, but she's okay.
No. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Her
it's
styling's
another
interesting
case
too.
like yeah, but it's another case like why are you wasting public money with these kind of songs? Like it's
Yeah.
the ex-Yugoslavic countries, they do have a very interesting music industry, and I'm pretty sure
Oh yeah.
Macedonia could have done much better than that. Like we can if just take a look on I forgot the name of the new Serbian national selection, but whatever, their national
Yeah.
selection, they always serve good music. It's not
Yeah.
amazing, but you can at least find 10 very good songs, three amazing songs. And like we had three winners, three very good songs: Sarajevo, Zoria, and Constracta. I think
Yeah.
Serbia served this
Serbia
year.
was great in their national selection. I even miss like back in the day, Bosnia and Herzegovina. They always served lots. So Macedonia has no excuse, but then Ireland has no excuse, and
Well,
Malta
I don't
has
know.
no excuse.
Yeah,
So
Bosnia was great. I miss them.
I miss
Bosnia was
Bosnia so
always
much.
great.
They're one of my favorite countries. They were so frequently in my top 10. When they stopped being in Eurovision, I felt like there was like a Bosnia and Herzegovina sized hole in my heart.
Same.
But yeah, what does the commenters think about Macedonia?
Let's
Has their
see.
limits
People
been
are,
tested?
one of the members of our channel loved Superman. He wanted that song to him.
The world's full of interesting, unique people, and more power to you.
And we should respect their
Yes,
opinion.
big respect.
So North Macedonia, don't test my limits. I don't like it. Me neither.
Doesn't test my
Isn't
limits.
competitive, more of the same indeed.
Yeah.
better circles than Superman for sure. Superman was crap, but it's still not good. Forgettable indeed. Don't like next.
Next.
I like, but I know that I'm the minority. I'm prepared to let North Macedonia go.
Don't
Let
get
it
hurt. Don't get
go,
hurt.
girl. Forget it. It's bad. You can
I
find a
like
different favorite.
nothing more that I can say. I feel
Yeah,
like we're all on the same. Our limits have not been tested.
indeed. But what do you think about Estonia?
Right. I'll be short and sweet on Estonia. I think it's going to qualify. There's lots of lonely women and homosexuals who are going to find him very attractive. He's got a good enough voice. There's a funny viral video of him going, "Hey, I am famous singer from Estonia. Can I go on date with you?" He's a very funny guy. Personally, I don't like the song, but I know that lots and lots of people do. I can respect that he can sing it all right. I find it difficult to understand what he's saying, and the first time I ever heard it live, it took me a while to realize that it was actually in English until he got to the chorus. The verses, I thought he was actually singing in a different language. I knew it wasn't Estonian, but I didn't think it was English. It was that bad.
No, let me tell you
Um,
something. You gotta understand now because English now is a lingua franca. You know what I mean? It belongs to everybody. So now you're going to find more and more people speaking some sort of English that's
yeah.
not easily understandable.
But it's just there was something about him going like, "I'm gonna wanna say why." I didn't know what he was singing, and then it reminded me of Randy Marsh's like, "Ah yeah yeah, I am Lord." It reminded me of that too. So I just don't. There's a lot of things about Estonia this year that tests my limits, and not in a good way. But I think they're going to qualify. I think they're a safe qualifier. I think that they're probably going to be somewhere between 10th and 20th in the final, and that's more than good enough for them.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that Estonia is in a very comfortable actually position
Yeah,
because the song it is kind of catchy.
yeah,
It stands out because
it
Eurovision is
does.
not a. It would not stand out in that American song context for sure, but it stands out in
No, it
Eurovision
stands out in Eurovision big time.
for sure. I think he looks good, but um, I think it's a sure qualifier. But I don't
Yeah,
like the song. I've never
it's a
liked it.
sure qualifier, but I don't like the song.
I've never liked it. Like
Yeah, me either.
I did like Art Lapland song. I did like it. I think that the performance was horrible.
Uh,
He looked
yeah,
awful. It looked like he was going for a walk.
through something. It looked like he was going through something.
No, it looked like he was going for a walk in the park or at the mall. Like it looked bad. Like he looked bad. He looked
It
like a
was
school
no
teacher.
Kula. It was no Kula. Kula was so much better. I loved Kula.
Hmm. I like this song very much. I think it's an amazing
Yeah.
song. It kind of reminds me of Sarah McLachlan. Like McLachlan, I don't know her name. But this
Sarah
name of this,
McLachlan.
yeah, that's the girl. And her name in this song, the name of the song is Angel. It
In the
was
arms of the angel, sail
beautiful song.
away with me. That's the, if you ever want to donate £2 to anybody, they get the Sarah McLachlan song out.
I think that there were better options in my opinion. For
Yeah.
Estonia, I think that Minimal Wind would be a better choice. But yeah, he's there, and I think he's going to qualify.
Placasuda, for me, Placasuda would have been a better choice. That rap song. Remember the
What?
one remember the one I sent to you that you had
Oh
overlooked?
yeah, that
Yeah.
one, but it
I like that
flopped
one better.
in the
Yeah.
semis. It flopped in the semis.
Yeah.
The performance was
But
bad too.
Estonia, I think they chose the correct artist and the correct act. They chose the one that's going to do the best in Eurovision. It's just not my style of music and it's not my style of song, and I would never vote for it. But I can 100% see this being in the final, and I can actually see it doing quite well. I don't think it's a threat by any stretch of the imagination. It's not going to be a danger to the top 8, but it might be somewhere between 8th to 15th, 8th to 16th in the final. But I would personally like to see it a tiny bit lower. But that's me.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm not a big fan. That's what people say. The famous singer Estonia. Estonians are sure qualify. I love the
Yeah.
song. He's hot and the song is good. You see, people like it. Estonia
Yeah.
always love a man with a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hope, but I don't mind if it doesn't qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Estonian sending always safe songs. Yes, they are
Yeah.
always sending safe songs.
Estonia needs to go back to 2009 when they were a big player.
Yeah, they were. They
Yeah.
surely were. Romania.
No. I mean, it stands out, but it kind of stands out for all the wrong reasons. He
I
said he's
think it's.
revamping it, and we haven't heard the
He
revamp.
did. I did. I listened to it. They
Oh,
just released it. I think
is
it's a
it
good song. I think
good?
it's not. Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a horror pop song. I like it. Um,
Borderline.
yeah, I think it's going to qualify. I think it
I
stands
have
out.
I have Romania as BL for me. It's going to completely come down to. I hadn't heard the revamp, so I'll have to listen to it after this. I'm not going to be the fairest judge because I'm assuming that the revamp has improved the song significantly in comparison to the first version, which was very produced very badly. It sounded like it was created in a rush. So I'm hoping that the revamp sounds a bit more professional and a bit more musically challenging. But they're still borderline for me. It all comes down to how the other acts do their songs, if Romania is going to be slept on or if Romania is going to stand out. It's all going to come down to the live performance. And I hope he keeps the dancing because I think that the dancing is one of the things that elevates his performance. Some people were saying, oh, he needs to drop the dancing. I don't think that that's a good idea. He is a dancer. Dancing is his main thing. He's not a singer, he's a dancer. Why would you get the person who's a trained dancer to go to Eurovision and then tell them not to dance? Just because he's a man and you don't like seeing men dancing? Well, too bad. I like seeing men dancing. A lot of other people like seeing men dancing. And if they're gay or straight or whatever, who cares if they're feminine or if they're masculine? If you have a problem with that, that says something about you, not about him. So I hope he keeps the dancing. I hope he makes it even more queer if that's what he needs to do. And if he performs the song well, he deserves to qualify. If he doesn't perform the song well, I'm not going to cry about spelt milk.
There are some people here from Ireland making comments.
Oh,
There is this guy, Alistair Macmillan.
hello,
Do you
Alistair
think I should
McMillan.
allow my friends to use me because they know my dad's rich?
Do you think I should allow my friends to use me because they know I didn't? No. No, you should not. Never tell people that you're rich. Never let on that you've got any money. And then if you do like somebody, you can treat them if you like them. That's what I would do.
Well, if your father is very rich and he has money enough for you to waste with other people, I say, why not?
Anyway, we're not agony uncles.
Romania will qualify. Mark my words. People are loving Llamame. Llamame, guys, is doing very well in the viral charts. It's very
Hmm.
high in Spain. It's doing well in quite a lot of countries. I think that's something that um, the Eurovision fandom it's very limited when it
Yeah,
comes to music genre because they are used to listen to certain kinds of songs and when it's kind of different from what they're used to they say no
yeah.
it's bad we have to it's not going to qualify but that's not what the general Eurovision voter believe. We do have another Irish person here. His name is Harvey O'Hare. How do you pronounce that? O'Hare.
I would just say O'Hare.
O'Hare. Okay. In your Irish accent, can you tell me I'm going through the judge's house? Just
In my Irish accent, can you tell me I'm going to judges' houses? You're going through to judges' houses! There you go.
anyway. I cannot believe this song is being a success in some countries like Spain. It's bad, dated, and cheap. Well, I think it's.
Some people like cheap shit.
I think it's going to
Yeah.
work in Eurovision. I think
Some
it's going to
people do
work.
like cheap shit. They really do.
Romania serving a trash song, but it will qualify. I think that's what people think about Eurovision. Like that's the song that the voters are going to say, "Oh, this is Eurovision. I'm going to vote for this."
Yeah. No, I do
I
think that
like
there's a group of people who watch Eurovision specifically for songs like La Meme.
indeed. I like the
Yeah.
song of Spain this year. Liamame is amazing. Yes, it could
I
have
like Spain
represented
too.
Spain.
Oh, I'm
No,
glad
it's
it's
just
not.
Romania is like Portugal 2014.
I can't remember Portugal 2014.
It's Quero Ser Tua.
I actually think Portugal's better than that.
Okay, guys, just to remember you, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. It's very important for
Subscribe to his
us.
channel. No, please do it.
Now, especially these Irish people that are watching us. Let's move
Definitely.
to Poland. What do you think about Poland?
Poland. Well, as I mentioned last time, I misheard you. I thought you mentioned Poland last time when I had a few drinks, but tonight I'm completely sober and I feel the same way. There's something about the Polish guy. He just has an annoying way of going on when he performs. It's almost too emotional or too over the top. Just something
Hmm.
about him really irritates me. And I know that's not his fault. And it doesn't really matter because, he's a rich, successful artist. So who cares if I find him very irritating? But I don't like the artist. There's just something about him that I don't like. I find the song lyrically is a bit repetitive. I It's all right. It's very okay. It's in the same vein for me as that Armenian song "You're Not Alone," but it's not as good as that one. It's like it's got that similar sort of like it's a different sort of male ballad sung in a unique, quirky kind of way. It's got that little operatic bit in it, but I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm not getting sucked in by the Polish hype this year. I find that Poland's going to be one of the countries that places significantly lower than a lot of people think it will.
I have to agree with you. When it comes
Yeah.
to Poland, I think people are expecting too much. But the
Yeah.
issue with Poland is not just about. It's not. I love Ahmed. I love
Mm,
him. Like I love the music that he makes.
mm.
I like to listen to him singing in Polish, but apparently he was born in USA, so he has this accent, and some people from Poland doesn't
Ah,
like the way he speaks Polish. But for me, it works very well. I love when he sings in Polish. I love his music.
I would
But
prefer River in Polish. I can already tell you I would prefer it in English because I wouldn't understand the lyrics, and that would make it better for me. I don't like how like it's the same shit over and over again. Like I'm gonna take my river down, down, down to the river. Gonna take my down, down. It's just too repetitive over and over again. Of like going down to this river, and I'm like, can you sing
why?
anything else?
Why are you going to this fucking river? I don't understand really the
It
metaphor, to be
gives me
honest.
like baptism vibes. Like there's lots of "Oh Lord, carry me away" stuff and taking me down to the river. I'm assuming that he's trying to play on religious imagery somewhere, but I don't think that you should play on religious imagery vaguely in a Eurovision song. I just there's a time and a place for religion, and it's not Eurovision.
I think there is an issue with the song, and the name of
Yeah.
the issue is Ashley Hicklin. Ashley is one of these composers that
Mm,
send songs all over the national selections, and he probably has a lot of contacts
yeah.
because he's usually internally selected. He was internally selected last year. He wrote
Mhm.
the song from Austria. He wrote Universo for Spain 2020, which was a terrible song.
Yeah.
He also wrote Run with the Lions, Lithuania 2019. He
Another
also
terrible song.
wrote Mother from Belgium
So this
2014.
this songwriter needs to be banned. That's what you're telling me. They're not good. They're very bad songs.
If this guy is not having success in Eurovision, why you keep selecting his songs? And
Yeah.
why do you invite him to write songs with you? It makes
Yeah.
no sense. Believe in yourself, honey. Every guys, please listen to Ahmed's other songs.
Mm,
All his songs are better. They have a more aggressive range.
yeah.
The beats are better. But this one, it's not it's not bad. It feels but it does feels mediocre,
It
you know.
feels perfect. It feels like it thinks it's bigger and more
Then it
grand
is.
than it actually is. That's the problem, especially when he gets to the part where he's like, and the river, like that part at the end. By that stage, I'm so bored and ready for the song to end that he's just screaming.
Hmm. I do like this song, but it's not the level that I expected from him. I was very
Yeah,
excited when he was announced as one of the candidates. I
same.
love him. I love him. But in my opinion, they should have sent Carolina Leeser actually. We
They
interviewed
should
her.
have they should have sent Achman with a better song or just a
Oh,
different song.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
honestly, I think his voice is very good. I would have loved to have seen Poland sending something in Polish for once. It would be amazing. Like loads of countries have went for their national language this year, and I hope and pray that they do very well. And Poland could have been one of them. Even like a multilingual version of River might have been better, but the full English version, it's just not for me.
I agree. Poland is winner material, of course. I don't think so. I might
I
be
mean,
wrong.
if you want to put some money on it, go ahead.
Yeah. I like Poland, but I think it won't be the success people think it will be.
Agreed.
Pedro and us, I think we are basically in the same page, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
I
I
don't
don't
like
like.
the song. People are saying that this will win. Am I crazy? I don't like it at all. The chorus is meh. You're not crazy, Natalie. You're not crazy.
It stood out in the
It's
Polish
out in the
national
Polish
final.
NF. Oh, but in Eurovision, I'm not sure it will stand out as much. It's still a qualifier. Yes, it's still a qualifier, but it's not the winner or the top five or even maybe the top 10 that people think it is.
I think it can top 10 because this year is very weak. I think it can top 10.
I still think it might hit 12th, might hit 11th, and that could be good enough
I
for it.
I don't like that people are loving it. Boring male ballad. If it this win Eurovision, I will be very sad.
Yeah. I'll be a bit upset too. Oh, sorry, Jar, I can't vote for Ireland because my country's in semi one. Oh, well, you'll probably never get the chance then. But if we make it to the final, you can give us a petty vote then.
I don't get the lyrics either. To me, it seems like he's going into the river himself. What he's
He's
going to
going
do
for a
in the Olympics,
wash.
probably.
I'm
Now
getting
moving,
baptismal vibes.
yeah, it kind of. I think it tries to sell this idea, but it fails to.
Yeah.
Like it could have been more, you know,
Blatantly
daring.
spiritual.
Yeah, when it comes to lyrics,
Yeah.
I think it should have been Polish. Like if you can
Same.
write the song properly in English, just write in your native language, sweetie.
Yeah, just
It's
change
going
it to
to work
Polish
fine.
now. Just change it to Polish right now. If you're watching this video, Achman, change your song to Polish. It'll come in the top 5.
Now let's move to Montenegro.
I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Why?
First and foremost, I don't like that it's a COVID song. I find it extremely depressing. I don't like the melody of I don't like the lyrics, not the melody, sorry. I don't mind the melody. This is another one of the songs. I wish this was in Montenegrin. I don't like it in
Or
English.
in
It's
Serbian,
too
whatever.
any other language that isn't just somebody singing about like the air is what they need, the air is what they breathe, they'll die without it. It's what does she even say? It's what's that stupid word she says at the end?
I don't remember.
It's like the air is what they breathe, they'll die without it. It's and then like irresponsible or something. It's some word that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And like the breathe, fight for your life, you better breathe. It gives me real sort of like imagery of people on life support machines and like it's a song that I don't find very positive. It doesn't have a very pleasant message. It's a sad song and I don't like it. Sorry, Montenegro, I don't like it.
I like the video.
The video is great. I don't like the song.
I think that I like the melody. I think it's very memorable. I think that it's very well produced. But those lyrics, honey,
Yeah.
just make it in Italian or in Serbian or
Yeah.
just
Anything.
Or make it instrumental.
Exactly, because the lyrics are that bad. They're really bad. They actually make me feel upset. Like when I listen to the song, I'm like, I have to turn it off every single time. I can't even bring myself. Like I was listening to the songs, like some of them with my mom, and even when that one came on, she was like, "What is this?" Like it was one of the ones that she immediately was like, "Can you turn that crying woman off, please?" And I was like, "Gladly." And I switched the song off, put it on to something a bit more upbeat.
Yeah, my mom, she was a big Eurovision fan back in the
Yeah.
day. She doesn't like to watch it anymore because
Aw.
after Sweden flopped in 2010, she said she would never watch that shit again.
Really? Jeepers.
She was depressed. She was depressed. Like she said, no, never again.
I mean, I liked Anna Bergendahls' song in 2010, and I still think it's her best song out of every other song she's ever came to Melody Festival and with.
Really?
I actually like that song, especially the end part of it, but we're not going to talk about 2010. That takes me way back, way back.
Bad memories.
But good memories. It takes me back to the world was a different place and things were a lot more innocent back then. And now everything, everything seems so frightening and so uncertain. Well, I remember back in 2010, back 2012, the biggest thing that we were worried about was the Mayan calendar. And now it's like everything's shite.
But yeah, I think that my mom, she really likes those Balkan ballads. She loved Molitva, Leila. That's the kind of song that she usually liked. That's why she started to enjoy Eurovision. And I thought she would enjoy the song because it has this Balkan ballad-ish feeling. But when I showed her, she said, "This is awful, awful, awful.
Yeah,
it sounds very bad. It sounds very bad."
I love Balkan ballads. Like 2009, I think my two favorite songs in that Eurovision. Obviously, we all knew that Alexander Rybak was going to win. Let's not fool ourselves. But my favorite personal song was Regina Bistrovada, and then Estonia's Ranjana. They were my two, the two songs that I adore from that year. And it's like, I love that sort of like, and this just doesn't have it. And I think it's the language, the language is ruining it for me. Like, if you've got all these lovely Balkan instruments and then you've got this English language, it sounds horrible.
Mm. So there's a comment here saying Jar today is not drunk. What a shame.
Oh, well, fine. If you want me to be, I'll just... I'm joking, peer pressure. No, I'm not drinking.
No, he's not drinking today, but he's smoking. That's fine. So Montenegro serving a boring ballad. Unforgivable. This is the proud of this year. I wouldn't say
That's
so.
the one. That's the one. They'll die without it. It's unforgivable. What a stupid lyric.
Yeah. Do you think it can do Macedonia 2019?
100% not, because that was a like feminist icon. The way it was staged, the woman looking the opposite direction, like it was very obvious that Macedonia took a song that, had it not been staged the way it was staged, it would not have done that well. Pride was staged very well, and that's why it won the jury vote.
Yeah, like it was a great moment indeed.
It was powerful. It was because there is a lot of women who don't speak out about abuse, and they were the representation of these sort of like silhouetted figures who were facing the backwards, and then it's like she's giving a voice to all of these women who were voiceless. I think that is a very powerful message, and it still resonates nowadays because the world is still a very dangerous place for women.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Another song with poor lyrics.
Unforgivable.
Forgettable and sad. Being next to Poland destroy all the chances. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People don't want depressive COVID ballads anymore.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't like when the lyrics are so on your face
Yes.
that like she could have written it better, or whoever
100%.
wrote that song. Like the thing is, I don't mind talking about COVID, but make it a good metaphor.
Yes.
Just do not bring this stupid air thing.
Yeah.
The instrumental is good, but the lyrics are very poor, embarrassing for sure.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Belgium.
I mean, I'm sure that the boy is a good vocalist. I'm sure that he's a good dancer. I'm sure he's a real talent. But the song, it's just not my cup of tea at all. I hate it.
It seems that like there are two songs in it.
Yeah, the first part is all right, and that you think it could get better, and then it turns into this really cringy, boring pop song, like pop R&B kind of. It sounds dated. I don't really like it.
I would refuse to pay my taxes if that song was chosen to represent my country. I would refuse. I would sue the government. I would sue the president. I would sue everyone. I would sue the composer. I would sue the guy. I would sue.
Well, here in Europe, we don't sue as much as you do over the pond. But I feel like, yeah, it's not, because it was internally selected again. So the public had no power to stop this. And that's one of the saddest parts about it, because if you are a fan of Eurovision and you're in Belgium right now, you didn't even have any chance at all at listening to a few national selection songs and giving your broadcaster your own opinion on what you would like to hear. You were just kind of told, this is the artist. And then later on, you were told, this is the song. And it's just not a good song.
Yeah, I think it's very mediocre.
Very mediocre.
Indeed. I think it's just bad. I think it's one of those songs that nobody would record to make it a single. It's a song, and why are you competing with it? It was probably rejected by someone. And Belgium can do much better than that. I think that it's it's very, 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 very weak. I
It's a
think that
shame.
it's a shame. It's a shame because the boy is okay. He can sing, but
Yeah,
nah, that's not the right song.
it's a
I
good
don't
voice.
like. He's beautiful.
But yeah, he's a good-looking man. He's got a great voice. I can see that there's talent there, but it's just the song. It's very mediocre.
Indeed.
No, you got me saying
Uh,
it about everything now.
but I think mediocre sounds much better. Sounds more cheap.
Mediocre.
Indeed, sounds better. Has
Okay,
this
that could
charm.
be your thing.
This,
That could be your saying. That's
yeah,
your
it can be my
catchphrase.
Latin thing. Yeah, it can be my
Yeah.
Latin thing. Sounds more
Yes.
ethnic.
Makes it sound more
Um,
sassy.
Indeed, honey, and I'm here for that.
Well, let's
Uh,
go.
I'm sorry because I don't like it. I'm sorry because serving always served quality. I think Belgium always served quality, but this year is really average.
Yeah.
Belgium is okay,
Belgium
nothing more.
had a renaissance. Belgium had a renaissance around. It was that they sent a guy with a guitar. What was that? Me, my guitar. And then they sent the All Alone in the Flame of Doubt. And they sent We're Gonna Rap Bop Bop. So they've had like a real renaissance recently. But this is total letdown. Belgium have dropped the ball. At one
Yeah,
stage, they
last
were quite
year
a
was
strong
bad
country.
too.
Yeah.
Last year was okay. I think it was okay. It was an okay song. It was
Was
one
last
of my
year,
favorites. The wrong
Belgium
place.
last year, what
The
was
wrong
it?
place. The wrong place.
Yeah, the wrong is
I
it was
love
in
it.
the wrong competition. I like the song, I like the band, but it was in the wrong competition. Not for
Absolutely. It
Eurovision.
was exactly. I love it. It's a
Yeah.
very good song. It's quality. It's very well written. I love the lyrics. It's
Mm,
very professional, but it's not competitive enough.
100%.
Um, yeah. The betting odds have Belgium third to qualify. Who are people? What? No.
The bookies want people to lose money.
They are fooling you.
Exactly.
It's third at the moment, indeed. But no, ignore the odds for now. The odds
Yeah.
are going to be trustable after the rehearsals.
Yeah.
So let's move to your favorite nation,
My
the one
favorite
you
nation
love. You watch the selection every year
every year,
religiously.
religiously.
You have a collection.
Melody number Alvin.
So what do you think about? I really need to pee now. Actually, can you give me a second? And
Okay.
can you comment this while I'm away?
Okay.
Like, give me a second. Okay.
I shall. I loved Hooverphonic's song last year, but this year I can't remember. Hooverphonic song last year, but this year, yeah. I actually liked Hooverphonic's song the year before with the blonde-haired girl. I really liked her song as well, and I thought that it was quite nasty that when Eurovision rolled back around and they were asked back to do it again, that mysteriously Luca had vanished and the old member of Hooverphonica came back. I thought that that was sort of like, oh, kind of in bad taste a bit. But Belgium last year was much stronger than Belgium this year. I wonder has he got this set so that if people comment, I'll be able to see them because, I mean, I'm not sure if I will be able to see any comments or not. Because he's in control of everything, not me. If I click in here to the chat, see what happens. No, that's just our private chat or comments. Oh! When do the rehearsals start? The rehearsals start April 30th, I think. I find the comments. I just don't know how to put them at the bottom.
Oh. Yeah, I think they're going to be in the 30th, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm excited for the rehearsals. For us, the rehearsals is like the be all, end all. All the locks start getting locked in when it comes to the rehearsals. and you start to get excited about certain countries, and you start to get less excited about previous fan favorites. And it was around the rehearsal time last year that the Italy hype went out of control when people seen their first performance. And even like the France hype, people started to really believe when it was recreated on the stage. And I'm like, who knows who's going to be the ones that pop out this year? But the minute that the rehearsals start, we're going to get treated to a lot of interesting things. And a lot of our opinions might change. But at the same time, certain songs that you love now, you're going to hate them live.
Do you remember? I've always believed Italy was going to win.
Yes, you did. But we wanted Barbara to win.
I was torn between Barbara and Måneskin. I still can choose. I think those songs were just unbelievable, super professional.
So lucky.
So good, just good quality.
We were so lucky to have them last year, elevated last year alongside Ukraine. They elevated last year's entire show.
Finland too. We had a lot of great songs last year. I think it was a much better year than this.
Yeah. I mean, what is my favorite song this year? It'll probably change, but in studio version, my favorite song is "Die Together" by Amanda.
Good. Hello from Portugal.
Hello.
Now let's move to Sweden. What do you think?
I think that Sweden is going to qualify. They're probably going to win this semi-final. They are going to get awarded the victory for last year's Eurovision. They're going to get awarded the victory for next year's Eurovision. The artist is going to get sent on one of Elon Musk's spaceships to be the first Swedish person on the planet of Mars. She's also going to become the president of Mars, and she's going to win the first Eurovision Song Contest on Mars. I think that there's never been a song as good as this in Eurovision. There never will be a song as good as this in Eurovision, and that all of us should just take our cyanide pill now. Let's go. I'm joking. No, it's a very good song. Indisputably, it's one of the strongest songs in this year's competition. Absolutely. It's just aggravating that yet again Sweden is sending something that could potentially win, and other countries need to just put the level of effort up a bit higher. They're making it too easy for Sweden.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I think that Sweden, I like this song very much. I think it's a potential Eurovision winner. But I think that Sweden needs to step their game up when it comes to the national selection, because this year Melody Festivalen was very weak. Like, there were a couple of very good songs like Lancelot, Cornelia. There were some good songs, but like Clara was
the best song.
Run to the Hills was awful, right? Like terrible. It was like I listened to the song. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? It's not a song that I do not listen to, but it's a song that I listen to knowing it's cheap. It's a guilty pleasure, and I don't care about it. Like, I listen to cheap songs all the time, and I'm fine with that. But it's a competition. It's not a playlist. Why a song like that was allowed to compete in Melody Festivalen? Like, no, it's horrible. Bigger Than the Universe was horrible.
It was weak. It was a weak Melody Festivalen this year. They obviously didn't get sent very strong entries. And I mean, if it was left up to the Swedish people, we would have got that man with that, I can't even remember it, but it was like a Schlager crazy song. That would have legitimately been their Eurovision entry. So the Swedish public needs to thank the international juries and needs to thank the juries for actually sending the only good song out of Melody Festivalen. But then again, it's kind of awkward that this song that Sweden's public didn't even want to send to Eurovision is the favorite to win. That kind of gets on my nerves as well. But we'll see. I can't be bitter. I feel as though Sweden's safely going to make it to the final, and they're probably going to be in the top 5.
Yeah, let me tell you something. There is an issue when it comes to if the competition is very popular in the country,
Yeah.
we might have this kind of issues. Okay,
Yeah.
because people are going to vote for the wrong songs just because. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just because they want to, or sometimes they want to troll the competition, so they vote
Yeah.
for the wrong songs. And this is an issue that countries that have like the competition is super popular there, and then they make wrong choices. One of the countries that, in my opinion, is making good choices when it comes to the televote, mostly because the competition is not super popular there, but popular
Mm.
enough,
Yeah.
okay, to have good decisions, is France. France has
Yeah.
been making very good decisions when it comes to the televote. Uh, they did
Recently.
they did send Bilal, but well,
Yeah.
he was a YouTuber, and that's why, because not many people voted, so all his fans voted like crazy, and he won.
Mm.
But I think that Mercy was a good choice.
Yeah.
Madame Monsieur, I think that was a good choice. Barbara Pravi, unbelievable.
Amazing.
And once again, France is bringing a good song to the competition.
Oh
It's
yeah, France is amazing this year. I love France. It's in my top 5.
it's one of the best songs for sure. So
Yeah.
I think that when the competition is super popular, we have issues like Sweden is facing, and I
Yeah.
think that they need to change the lineup, and they need to change the way the competition is designed,
Mm.
so they can avoid this kind of stuff, because they also need new people composing songs, because it's
Yeah.
always the same composers. I don't care about those performers, because most of those performers have no music identity. They can sing
Yeah.
anything. But the issue is the composers, they bring those songs, they are very old fashioned, they are very
Mm.
weak, and that they would never send to an international artist, for example. And the songs would have no life
Yeah,
outside
no.
of the
The
Melody
Swedish
Festival in
were
Malmö.
very, very lucky that the international juries helped them select the only good song that they had in their Melody Festival in this year. And it's going to be extremely awkward if it ends up winning Eurovision because, as I said, the Swedish public didn't even want to send it.
It
But
did.
it's gonna go to the final. It's gonna get a lot of points. Prepare yourself.
Salvador Sobral did not win the public vote.
Well, let's just thank juries. At least it was the Portuguese juries, though. It was the international juries that sent Cornelia.
Indeed.
Yeah,
For me, Barbara Pravi was better. His songs are all perfection. She's a great artist.
yeah.
Did you see the top 10 of Gebrasi? You hate Gebrasi, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know him.
You don't remember him with that
Was
song in
he
Lithuania?
was the Voldemar, right?
I don't remember, but the song was kind of boring, but he was one of the favorites.
No,
But
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, I didn't like him. I didn't like the song.
you called him boring.
You're boring. That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. But he
Cheesy enough to be me.
But his top 10, like he said that he was invited for some sort of Eurovision press show, and he voted like
Ooh la
this.
la.
He gave 1 point to North Macedonia. He gave 2 points to the United Kingdom.
Okay, I'll take that.
He gave 3 points to Switzerland. Why? I don't understand. But anyway, he gave 4 points to Iceland,
Okay.
5 points to Armenia,
No.
6 points to Slovenia,
Mm,
7 points to the Netherlands,
very good. There we go. That's more like it.
8 points to your favorite country, Sweden,
Of course. Love it.
10 points to Portugal, and 12
Mm-hmm.
points to Italy. But what he
Yeah.
said is that Italy and Portugal are absolutely amazing, Both are worth my 12 points. I've been humming Saudade, Saudade for 3 days now.
I mean, it gets better towards the end. His earlier points are a bit all over the place, but his later points are all right. I do think that he has Italy slightly overrated, though, but it's Italy.
Indeed.
I think that Italy is going to come like in the top 10, top 5, but I don't think that it's going to do the back-to-back for Italy, unless we have a lot of like artists not able to sing their songs and a lot of really, really crazy staging ideas. Then Italy could win 2 years in a row.
I think that Italy is going to do well, but it's going to be like 7th or 6th.
Yeah,
probably.
And that's very respectable. Like, even if they come anywhere between 4th place to 8th place, that's an extremely respectable result.
I love Hold Me Closing, but this staging doesn't make sense. I love this staging. I love this staging.
What's the purpose of the circle? I don't know what the purpose is, but I also like it aesthetically. I do like the staging of Hold Me Closer. I thought initially, is it a mirror on one side?
I beg your pardon?
That green thing that she spins, is it green on one side and a mirror on the other side, or is it just a big green circle?
No, the circle is white, but the light make it green.
Ah, okay. So it's just a white plain circle. I guess it's just something unique to keep people's attention. It is Sweden at the end of the day. They always whip out something, either a glass box for Eric Saad's Popular or a big white spinning circle. You know, so it's just the Swedish way. They always have a gag. Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Sweden is top 3 material, but won't win. They won't win for sure, because isn't a Eurovision winner song. I think it can win Eurovision, but let's see. It's a good ballad with a good singer, but I don't know. Let's see. Swedish are really against women, that's for sure. It's sometimes they just vote for men all the time. But anyway, the voting process is so difficult, and in the end, people choose a pop male song or a boring male ballad singing about universe. That song was horrible. Gebras is a sad boy ballad kind of guy. Does that top 10? Indeed. Choose 5 songs that can win this year's Eurovision in a realistic way. Jar.
Realistic way? Oh, Jesus Christ, this is hard. Okay, realistically, Italy could win. That'll be my first pick, because they do get a lot of public support and they do get a lot of jury support. Mahmoud is very well known. He's one of the more famous names in the competition. So Italy is a threat. Sweden, always a threat to the Eurovision. Cornelia has got the vocal that will be appealing to the juries, and clearly it appeals to the international fans, because it was the international juries at Melody Festival and that selected her as the winner. It wasn't actually the Swedish public at all. I believe that the Netherlands has a chance. If the song is performed well, I think that the artist is very beautiful and very captivating, but that's not the main reason. I think that there's just a certain charisma that that artist has, and her Vogue spread was very professional. If you've seen it, I have. And who else do I think stands a chance at actually realistically winning? I'm going to have to go into my actual... Give me a second so I can get my actual top up. No, that's not realistic. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's realistic for France to win. But I really like the French song. All right, let me say France could be another one then. I'll put France down, because I personally think that there's something very interesting about hearing like this Brittany language in Eurovision and having France sending something Celtic. It's very unique, and I like it, and I would like to hope that Ireland will give France some votes this year, because the public will recognize that this is a Celtic song in a Celtic language. For me, like, I would love to say Greece would have a chance at winning, but I feel like I might be the only person in this vote.
I don't think it
And
has
then,
a chance.
Yeah, it's on, of course, Portugal. Portugal would be the last one that I think has a fair chance at winning because it's getting a lot of attention, and it was one of those songs that, like, yeah, it immediately stood out to me. So I guess the five then, by process of elimination, or five more likely, is Italy, Portugal, Sweden, France, and what was the fifth one I said? Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah, so the Netherlands, Italy, France, Portugal, and Greece will be my fifth throwaway, but I don't see it for them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that I said something when it comes to potential to win Eurovision to some friends, and I was taking a look here because I do agree with you about Italy, Sweden. I'm not sure about the Netherlands.
What about Portugal?
I think Portugal has a big chance to win too. I did believe Norway was a threat.
See,
But I think
I
the judges
like
are going to
Norway.
kill it. The judges are going to kill it with fire. With fire.
Yeah, they're going to try and kill Subwoofer.
Yeah, so I think that the top five of like the songs that are likely to win would be Portugal, Italy, Sweden. I wouldn't say Greece, okay, for sure. I did believe Greece had a chance, but I'm going to be I'm going to dare and say Serbia because it can be like, it can create a huge hype. Like if it really works on stage, and if the judges consider it an artistic song instead of something just weird, it can win Eurovision. I'm positive about that. And I think I would go with the Netherlands right after them. So I would say Italy, Sweden, Portugal, Netherlands, and
Serbia.
Serbia.
So we basically have the same five, except for you're swapping Serbia and I'm swapping in Greece. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
But that's just before the dress rehearsals. Come back and ask me who's going to win when we've seen the semi-final dress rehearsals, and then I'll have a much better idea.
Okay. We usually agree, and we are usually right?
We were right last year and the year before. The top three most streamed songs are Italy, Sweden, the Netherlands. You might be onto something. See, I don't follow the trends, so I just go with like my taste or whatever. But it makes sense that Italy, Sweden, and the Netherlands are being streamed a lot. I think how do you pronounce S10 as an artist? Is she just S?
I just say S10.
I think she's S10. I think S10's famous. I think the Swedish song always does well streaming wise, and Italy always does well streaming wise, and like Mahmoud is always going to get big numbers. So it makes sense that they're up at the top. But I'm not sure. Can it really be this predictable? Sweden, Portugal, and the Netherlands. They are good. They're good. There are three threats.
Three faves: Sweden, Portugal, and the Netherlands.
Yeah.
But
and there are three threats. Portugal is that kind of song that will be top three or flop in the semi. Hopefully it won't flop. I think that Portugal is too magical of a moment to get overlooked in the Eurovision by the public and by the juries. I think that Portugal will be a safe member of the top five, and an extremely safe member of the top 10.
Yeah, that's what I believe too. I predicted Portugal to finish around 6 if they sent Maro, and
Yeah,
because that was their biggest chance, right?
100%. There was no bigger chance than Maro in FDC. It was Maro or nobody. Well, it was Maro or Fatabisha or nobody.
Or Degradé.
Or Degradé, but they were terrible live.
I like it.
It wasn't that good live. She was out of time. Bless her. S-teen, thank you very much.
So the last song is the Czech Republic.
Okay. Nice to get a fast song at least, or fast enough, but because I feel like we've been in this really boring block of like lots and lots of really slow songs, so it's nice to be able to tap my foot. But Czech Republic, I'm not sure. I have Czech Republic as borderline. I haven't seen it performed well live yet. If it's performed well live, I don't see why it won't make the final. It's got one of the best spots in the semi-final. It's coming after a lot of slower songs. I think it will be remembered. Yeah, it'll stand out because it's got everything going for it. If the artist can perform it well, I think it would be very difficult for Czech Republic not to make the final. But it's not a threat. It's not going to win the Eurovision.
I think they wasted a big opportunity. They should have sent Judy.
100%. They should have sent Judy, but they made a big mistake.
I think it's okay. I think it's going to do well in the televote, and I think it's going to do okay with the judges. Is it a safe qualifier? No. But when it comes to the running order, they got a wonderful spot, and I think they're going to qualify.
They got a wonderful spot. They got a memorable spot. Basically, everything's in place for them to qualify. They just need to sing the song well. That's it. They just need to perform the song well, stage it well, and not fall off the stage halfway through the performance, and they'll make the final.
Or they can just lip sync like Spain did.
Or they could just do that. Hopefully not.
Okay, so let's go. Let's see who are our top 10s, like our prediction qualifiers. Let's predict the 10 qualifiers.
Do you want to do a prediction and I'll just give them my honest top, because I'm going to find it very difficult to actually predict from these at the minute.
Well, I kind of think it's going to be, I think Finland is going to qualify for sure. I think they're going to make it, even though it's kind of borderline-ish, because I think that those people that were his fans, they're going to vote for him, like for for the band, but they're going to vote for Finland. Finland's going to make it. I think then Sweden for sure. I'm going to say San Marino is going to qualify. I think Serbia is going to qualify. I think Australia is going to qualify. I think Cyprus is going to qualify.
Hopefully.
I think Estonia is going to qualify with that awful song.
I do too.
I think Poland is going to make it for sure.
Yep.
And then we have 2 spots. I think it's going to be Romania and Czech Republic. That's it.
So they're your 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Of the ones that's left, Israel, I have them down as a definite non-qualifier, and I don't like the song. Azerbaijan, I believe that there's a pathway for them to get to the final, but it is borderline, so I'm not sure. Georgia, borderline, because the crazy entries, you can never tell if they're going to get responded to or if they're not going to get responded to, so I have to put them in BL. Malta, I feel like they're chanceless. I really don't think that they're going to be a threat this year. San Marino, they're borderline for me. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. Ireland, I would love to see making it, but the likelihood of that happening is very slim. And statistically, we've came last 2 years in a row, so we very easily could come last 3 years in a row, and we've got a bad draw. Macedonia, I don't think it's a threat, so I don't think that you're going to make it, my friends. Like you said, Estonia is going to make it, even though it possibly isn't the best song. Romania, borderline. If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't make it, it doesn't. Montenegro, no. And Belgium, no. So, yeah. It could really be the 10 that you say, or maybe 3 or 4 of the others, but I don't think that this is an overly competitive semi when you compare the best songs to the worst songs. There's the standout song is Sweden, and that's pretty much it in the semi. And then semi-final one has the other better songs.
I think that Australia, the only one that I'm not 100% sure is Australia and Romania, because Romania can be considered cheesy and people might not vote.
Yeah.
But I think there are some sort of people that just watch Eurovision for this kind of music.
Australia, there definitely is.
Australia, I'm not sure if the televote is going to fall for it, but the judges might push it to the final. Let's remember that Denmark qualified in 2017 and they got just 5 points from the public. So it's not impossible. I think that Australia is going to do well and it's going to qualify because the judges are going to push it. But the song itself, it's an updated version of Slovenia 2021.
It's better than Slovenia 2021. Definitely
Absolutely,
better than that.
It's updated. It's an updated version, but it's a vocal exercise again.
Yeah.
And the same goes to Azerbaijan. It's not like an emotional, touching ballad with a big melody that makes you cry, that really touches you. The song itself, it's not very strong, but he's going to deliver it. There is a clear message. He will look great, and the judges are going to fall for it. However, I don't think the televote is going to be behind him. I think he's going to do very poorly in the televote.
Azerbaijan, that's why they'll split the vote, because Azerbaijan will have more televote support than jury support, and Australia will have more jury support than televote support. So they will definitely be vying for the same spot in the final. They're having a fight all of their own in the semi-final because the two songs are very similar.
Well, there is some... The betting odds have Portugal safe to qualify from semi-final one. I also believe it's around that. Like, in the worst case, they would come sixth. I love Czech Republic, but I think they will flop. Their performance so far had been all bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen a good one yet.
Yeah, Marcus says, some people believe that Portugal is going to flop in the semifinals.
Don't put that energy into the universe. It's not going to happen. I'm confident it's not going to happen.
I'm going to be very surprised if Portugal doesn't qualify. Nothing is impossible in Eurovision.
It would be shocking.
Sure. Nothing is impossible, but
nothing is impossible. Trust me, I'm still shocked and horrified about Horhorine.
About what?
About Horhorine. And fucking in Granka, I'm still angry about those.
Yeah, Igranka would have qualified in the current system. They would have qualified.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was ahead of its time, but enough about that.
You should have won Eurovision, but anyway. Yeah, I think that nowadays the results are much more predictable because of the system and everything. But like I did had some surprises.
Yeah.
I feel like in 2019, I did not expect Estonia to qualify and
Mm.
Hungary to not qualify, for example. I think Hungary was much better than Estonia and should have qualified instead of them. But like I don't know. I think Portugal is going to qualify. They were screwed by the running order, but I think they're going to qualify.
Yeah.
Like the song has
I'm not worried
over
about Portugal.
1,200,000 streams on Spotify. The song has been on the viral charts of Finland for a couple of days, and it has been in the top one. Like it was in the top two. It was second a few days ago because of Anita. You know Anita? You know Anita?
Hmm.
She's a famous
Hmm.
singer in Brazil. You should
Uh-huh.
not listen to her. She's not very good. But she was
Okay.
she was number one in Portugal viral charts. But now Maru is back in the number one in the viral charts. So she is very much appreciated, and I
Yeah.
believe that she's going to do well. I still believe
I
she's
I
going to.
do as well. It's one of the ones like sometimes you get a feeling deep down within yourself where you just know it's going to do well. I get that feeling about Portugal. I get that feeling about the Netherlands. I get that feeling about Sweden. Like, so I think that they're safe. I get that feeling about Italy.
Mhm.
There's
I get
just
that feeling about France too. I think France is
I
going to
would
do
love
much
to
better.
I would love to get that feeling truly about France because I love the French song. I feel like France might come like seventh or eighth if they're lucky, hopefully, if they don't get completely crucified by the juries. Because you know the juries don't like anything ethic.
Hmm. Yeah, let's wait and see. But France is one of the songs that is doing very well in the viral charts. Like the songs that we can see in the viral charts
I
are
love France.
Netherlands, France,
Hmm.
Sweden, UK,
Oh, I like them.
UK, and no, that's basically it.
I mean, say if the top five was actually a mixture of the United Kingdom, Sweden, the Netherlands, Portugal, and um, Italy, I would be happy with those results. And then for me, I would love to see Greece in like sixth place, just because I really like that song. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
that would
I'm
be
checking out.
a top five I was comfortable with.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm taking a look on the viral charts here, and indeed France is doing very well. Norway is also doing very well in many viral
I
charts,
like Norway.
but the judges will kill it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, let's wait and see. Jar, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Send us some comments here. Pedro is saying Anita. He loves Anita. I love Anita, but Envolver, it's her song that it was number one in on Spotify, global Spotify, because the Brazilians
Yeah.
were pushing it to the top. It's not her best, I think. Saudade, Saudade reminds me of Grow.
The
Hmm.
more I learn, I actually much preferred Grow to You Know My Broccoli, You Know My Broccoli. I much preferred Grow. Grow was in my top 10 of 2020.
Mhm, mhm. Jar, would you be interested to come back and talk about the finalists?
I would come back and talk about the finalists. We've only got 5 songs, so it'll be a bit of a shorter video, but I'm sure we can make it fun.
For sure. Are you going to be drunk next time?
I'm going to be whatever I happen to be when you contact me in the day. Because the only reason I was drinking the last time was you asked me, did I want to participate in a video? And I had already started drinking, and I was just like, okay. But today you actually gave me like enough hours of warning. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to have a few drinks. Because it is a Saturday night after all.
And there he goes once again, the stereotype of the drunk Irishman.
These are absolutely terrible, you and your stereotypes. Next, you'll be saying that all I eat is potatoes, which is true, but still.
Okay, Marcos really like it. Thank you very much, Marcos. Don't forget to subscribe to our
Thank you.
channel and click on that bell thing because it's very important for us. I don't know why, but it is.
You get notifications.
Yeah, that's. But like, it's not just because he gets the notifications, but like our channel, it's like positive for us. I don't
No,
understand why,
it's
but
weird. Like or dislike, because any comment, like, dislike, any time you click on a video or whatever, the algorithm likes that.
yeah. So yeah, you can also watch our the other videos that we have. Some of them have subtitles in English, so
In the
just
one language that I speak.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, comment below. You can also watch another video that we have with Jar. Okay, his comment about
Semi-final
the
one.
first exactly. So it's going to also be very entertaining because that in that video he was drunk.
I was tipsy. I wasn't drunk.
Thanks for correcting me. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. See ya. Bye.
You would have knew.
Okay, now you have to say goodbye because you.
Bye.
Bye.
I froze.